Well, you start to notice the way the light bleeds through the trees. You see what you might not always come back to. And then you're gone. Never seen before, ladies and gentlemen, yet many times all the same. He ventures forward, not knowing what to expect, and years from now, this will be but an old memory he scrolls through pictures of.
Seems so funny. Always end up here, walking outside in a storm while looking way up past the trees.
This moment right now is already seeping away. That plane ride wasn't 30 seconds, but that's the most I'll ever recall of it.
When I'm dreaming, moonlight when I'm leaving.
He walks through the airport of this newfound land and sees them. He might smile at a few or get out of their way. Does it matter? Anyway, they sat and ate. Does this outlet have a virus? Is this Wi-Fi safe? He's a plane in the sky to someone on the ground. They hitch a ride in a car they'll never sit in again. It's quiet and awkward, but nobody will remember it was. Quickly to the hotel, tired. Should they swim today? They talk. No, it's too late in the morning, sure. He rests on sheets his friends will never touch, nor know existed. He could have been in any of the rooms this resort had to offer, but somehow, by the timing of reserving this room, this place and him had found each other. He couldn't tell he was asleep until he awoke, not being able to recall what the moment was like when he finally drifted. Is everybody already gone? He wonders. How many faces had looked at it the same in its existence? It will never see him again, but for these 4 days, the impossible will have come true. Chance. He couldn't always pull himself to have fun next to his family. Sometimes the smiles were real, but he always caught himself in the moment thinking it, and the fact became questionable. While he's up in the room, he thinks of the thousands of personalities that are at the beach. How many of them are telling their kids 5 minutes left? How many don't care? He wondered if the people he passed in the hall knew it was the second time. After all, I'm just another face to them, too. All this he was seeing, it would only ever be a story or a brief conversation to those back home. He pondered this fact every trip, as a kid and now. The basis was always the same. The sun was set earlier here. It's still bright for them. Lost in the dark, not a light to cast his way. Just a shadow of doubt, knowing these thoughts weren't mutual. One after another. The ground starts to feel more stable, the walls less far away. And I realized we could have met here. I was home, you were here. At any point in time, our families, we would meet. What did it look like when you were here? What was the world like then? A time in my memory I considered to be safer. A time where I was happy still and didn't know about all of these things, and they still existed. You probably forgot about this place a long time ago. It began to feel comfortable for a second, but, it didn't take long for this mindset to falter. She would never be back there. Who's to say she was even in this exact spot? Is he the last person that he will ever know to step foot in that spot? One day he knew that contact would cease to cross his mind, but it would forever be true that he had stepped foot there, and in that way, he was alone. Vacation. Familiar music across 1,000 miles plays. How is it the same? He enjoyed the boat ride more than swimming with the dolphins. It terrified him, the water got in his eyes, and his arms were exhausted. Counting the minutes until he'd have to reapply sunscreen. Getting his feet in the sand always felt off. He wasn't looking at the sunset, he was looking at the floor they walked on. Who knows how long it's been since those sand toys were used? He kept wondering. The pieces of this puzzle felt all too right, like a premeditated memory, yet thinking about it felt forbidden. He couldn't relate to anybody about it. Everything here is here. It could have been different. It's all so easily overlooked. Stories never told, because we're relaxing. Have a good trip.